Hey everyone, it's Evangeline. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am so excited because we're diving into an awesome story from the Bible that's full of miracles, faith, and some seriously cool adventures. Whether you've heard about it before or it's your first time, get ready to join me on a journey into the incredible life of a prophet named Elijah. But don't worry, we're making it super fun and easy to understand, especially for all my friends out there. So, grab your snacks, get comfy, and let's explore together. Because this story is like an epic adventure just waiting to be discovered. Are you ready? Elijah Fed by Ravens.
Elijah was a prophet from the town of Tishbe in Gilead. One day God told Elijah to go to Samaria with a message for wicked King Ahab who ruled the land, so Elijah set off for the king's palace. King Ahab and Queen Jezebel had encouraged people to stop worshiping God and worship false idols instead. They had tried to kill all God's prophets and brought in false prophets to replace them. The king felt he was in control of everything and was very proud. Suddenly Elijah appeared in front of him. "I serve the Lord, the God of Israel," he announced. "As surely as the Lord lives, I tell you the truth. No rain or dew will fall during the next few years unless I command it." The king gasped. Who could stop the rain and dew? Surely his new false gods controlled the weather. After all, wasn't his god Baal the one who controlled rain and harvests? Having delivered God's message, Elijah rushed away. "Leave this place," God told him. "Go east and hide near the Kerith ravine. It is east of the Jordan River. You may drink from the brook. And I have commanded ravens to bring you food." Now ravens are very selfish birds. Would God use them to feed Elijah as he hid in the ravine? Elijah did what the Lord told him to do. Just as God promised, ravens brought Elijah bread and meat every morning. The ravens returned with bread and meat in the evening. Elijah drank water from the brook, but days, weeks, and months passed without any dew or rain. After a while, the brook dried up. The king and his people asked their false gods to send rain, but no rain fell. People were getting thirsty, and cattle were dying. What would Elijah do now he had no more fresh water to drink? God had a new plan to keep his prophet safe. "Go out of the country to Zarephath in Sidon," God told Elijah. "I have commanded a widow there to take care of you." So Elijah made his way out of the ravine and headed north out of Israel into the land of Sidon. He knew God would provide food and drink for him. So Eliah went to Zarephath. When he reached the town gate, he saw a widow gathering wood for a fire. Eliah asked her, "Would you bring me a little water in a cup? I would like to have a drink." As she was going to get his water, Elijah said, "Please bring me a piece of bread too." The woman answered, "As surely as the Lord your God lives, I tell you the truth. I have no bread. I have only a handful of flour in a jar, and I have only a little olive oil in a jug. I came here to gather some wood. I will take it home and cook our last meal. My son and I will eat it and then die from hunger." Elijah said to her, "Don't worry. Go home and cook your food. But first, make a small loaf of bread from the flour you have. Bring it to me. Then cook something for yourself and your son. God says, that jar of flour will never become empty. The jug will always have oil in it. This will continue until the day the Lord sends rain to the land." So the woman went home and did what Elijah told her to do. From then on, Elijah, the woman, and her son had enough food every day. The jar of flour and the jug of oil were never empty. This happened just as the Lord, through Elijah, said it would. Sometime later, the son of the woman who owned the house became sick. He grew worse and worse. Finally, he stopped breathing. The woman sobbed to Elijah, "You are a man of God. What have you done to me? Did you come here to remind me of my sin? Did you come here to kill my son?" Elijah said to her, "Give me your son." So Elijah took the boy from her and carried him upstairs. Elijah laid the boy on the bed in the room where he was staying. Then he prayed, "Lord, this widow is letting me stay in her house. Why have you done this terrible thing to her? Why have you caused her son to die?" Then Elijah held the boy closely and prayed 3 times, "Lord my God, let this boy live again." The Lord answered Elijah's prayer. The boy began breathing again, and he was alive. Elijah carried the boy downstairs. He gave the boy to his mother. "Look, "Your son is alive!" Elijah exclaimed. The woman said to Elijah,
"Now I know you really are a man from God. I know that the Lord really speaks through you."
Then Elijah went back home. In the Bible, we can read how God looked after them. God will look after you, too.